Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest is a Dominican Afro-Latina artist and digital illustrator who recently created Almonte Studio, a business named after her late father during the pandemic. With her background in fashion, graphic design, and traditional fine arts, she's been able to create a business showcasing her artistry with a mission to spread positivity, spark joy, and empower those through her work. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome artist and illustrator Talisa Almonte. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being with us. I know you're in Miami, Florida. That's the beauty of these virtual interviews.
Yes, soaking up some sunshine.
Good for you. I know you're out there celebrating, or you celebrated your birthday, so happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
It's a nice way to celebrate, like you said, soaking up the sunshine. Unlike over here, it's starting to get cold. But let's talk about you and this newfound studio that was just developed in this year, February of 2021. And I guess what got you there prior to getting on air, I know you shared a little bit of your background with regards to servicing both The Gap as well as Victoria's Secrets in your respective field, having come from a background of artistry in studying fine arts and FIT. So let's just share with everyone exactly how you got to Almonte Studio.
Yeah, sure. So growing up as a kid, I always drew with my dad. So I pretty much found my love of art through there. And I studied at a high school where I did fine arts and got introduced to fashion. So then my love of fashion came in. And then I went to FIT, which was incredible. And I really just loved design. So after graduating, I started working for Victoria's Secret, where I learned more about the graphics world, focusing on apparel graphics and learning techniques and colors. And then moving on to Gap, I did more conceptual roles. So I studied trends and translated them into a more commercial way, which really just influenced my sense of taking in like colors and making, how it translates into everyday life.
And so during the pandemic, you were laid off.
Yes. So as everyone knows, the pandemic was rough. But in that, I found my silver lining, which was having more time to dedicate to my craft and my love of art, which was always what was in the back of my mind. And with the passing of my father, I felt that this was the best way to honor him and his legacy. He was always proud of me for continuing in art and drawing. And that really, the project that I did with the Poster Posse, where I got to illustrate for Disney Plus, that pretty much gave me the confidence to follow my dreams and establish Almonte Studio.
That's awesome, right? You designed for Rogue One?
Yes, and it was amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And for you, what you're saying is that was almost like a validation of what you're really capable of doing.
Exactly.
So what's that like, shifting from being someone else's employee to becoming the employer?
So I have to say, overall, it's great as a creative person. It really gives you a lot of flexibility and freedom to be able to create and work on projects that I'm really passionate about and align with my values.
And so I will say your website is very, very refreshing to scroll through. It's very, it's warm, and it definitely radiates positivity. And I want to just share with our viewers a little bit about your artistry, because you have variations. You have the illustrations. I know you do licensing for branding, for marketing and companies. And then there's also this wrapping paper concept that I thought was really cool as well.
Yes. So with that, so yes, my main focus is illustration. So that can come in packaging design. It can come in just custom portraits. But I also, with my background being in like graphics and concepts, I feel like it's given me an edge where I've gotten to learn a lot of techniques and tools, and that has really helped my business. So that's kind of where the graphic design part really has like merged perfectly with my illustration. And with Wrappr, the company that does the wrapping paper, it's an alternative to wrapping paper for the holidays. So it's wraps that you can use and, you know, to wrap your gifts, but you can also put them in your hair. So it's a really sustainable way of gifting.
It's actually almost like ecologically friendly, right? Exactly.
It's a gift within itself.
Right. It's a gift within itself, right?
Yeah.
Even though wrapping paper, it's wrapping paper that's artsy and fashionable, that is wrapping a gift that you can then repurpose.
Exactly.
That is so what's up. And so let's talk about the imagery that you use with the style of the women, the way they look. They are obviously women of color. They're all fashionably dressed, and they all have their own messaging. So let's talk about those layers in your work.
So I, being an Afro-Latina myself, I had a love-hate relationship with my hair, as many of us do. And so I really, I really want to focus on, you know, that female empowerment, that empowerment that comes with owning who you are and how you were born and how you look, and embracing your hair. And so I really focus on representing women of color and embracing their natural beauty. I just think that that's very important, and I wish I would have had more of that representation growing up as a kid.
And so the work that I'm looking at, they come in various forms of just whether it's a portrait or a painting or I mean, some of them even look like installations. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this one thing, and I don't know, perhaps it's the way it's captured. It looks like CDs, but I don't even know if they are CDs, but they're beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like with any project that I take on, I always try to bring in that diversity. For example, with the Women's Collective box, that was like a packaging design, and I illustrated all the women on there, and she's very big on representing women and all kinds of women. So that was a project that really aligned with my values as an artist. And so I just love being able to share my work and share that, you know, there's other beautiful Latinas and women out there that don't necessarily look, you know, cookie cutter like maybe we've seen in magazines all the time.
Right. And so it's important that everyone understand what we're really discussing is, like, aside from you taking the plunge and opening up your own business, you're actually being true to your roots in highlighting women of color, with incorporating your fine arts abilities, as well as your commercialized mentality, having worked for these certain industries, and then really living out your purpose in making sure that the messaging is a contribution to humanity and elevating everyone's mindset. It's beautiful. Everything I really enjoyed going through your website, and I especially love that portrait behind you, which is one of your fine art pieces, right?
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a painting I did many years ago, but that's really, I started oil painting, so that's my root of all the trajectory of what I'm doing now.
Well, congratulations to you, and thank you for bringing it here to our viewers. I hope it encourages you all to shop local and make sure you visit her website. And she's actually having a special sale for Small Business Saturday weekend, and to purchase some of her work, all you have to do is go to Almonte Studio LLC.com. All right, we do have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about a flavorful coquito for you to enjoy just in time for the holiday season. Don't go anywhere.